Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday, 23rd of February. Hope everyone had a good 2022, which if you noticed, if you saw online, it's the same forward as it is backwards. And if you flip it over, it was the same thing. 2022 goes forward and backwards and upside down. Is your tidbit for the day. If you missed it, welcome to PatFacts. Tonight, we're going to talk about, if you saw the tag, individual collaboration. Now, that probably sounds a little confusing, but it came to me kind of like earlier today. For those that tuned in, I was a guest on Live with Blake and Val. Our pal Blake Miles has a new midday show on Wednesdays with Val Jones, and they have some guests on and talk about sort of similar to this, ways to perform better, kind of boost your overall performance and lifestyle, because they want to create that kind of healthy way of life, a well-rounded approach similar to this. And today they were talking about motivation. And is motivation actually a thing? Is it an internal thing? Is it an external thing? And we're having a pretty good discussion about it. And a common theme that came up between the four of us that were on the show today was collaboration. Collaboration, having a team, having people with you. And they got me thinking of some things I've seen lately online. Now, I've seen these in regards to kind of the pandemic and people who have become sick with COVID and things, but I've seen it in other places too, and it does kind of relate to other areas. So it was sort of inspired by what I've seen online in response to the pandemic and things going on, and also from our talk today. So I thought individual collaboration. And we've talked here before about the importance of collaboration, of having a good coach to help guide you and lead you through certain obstacles and overcome roadblocks and help you stay on your path towards your goal. Maybe create new paths where necessary and help you stay on track. We talked about accountability partners, having someone to hold you accountable, keep you in line with your goals, make sure you're staying consistent with your routines and your goals and your plans, your systems that you put in place. But what I want to talk about tonight is individual collaboration. So meaning, and we've touched on this before, we just haven't really labeled it this, is we've talked before about wellness. Wellness isn't just fitness or being physically fit. Wellness is also mental fit. It's also spiritual fit. It's also financial fitness and wellness. It's stress management. It's sleep. It's recovery. All kinds of components lead into an overall picture of wellness. And I want us to think of that way when we're trying to improve ourselves, trying to get better. So maybe your collaboration is that you're looking at various systems. So one of the comments I saw the other day was that I'm really healthy. I still got COVID. So I guess health isn't better than science. Now, I think that the person didn't mean anything. They were just kind of relating what they had heard. But I think it's not one being better than the other. It's about them working together. And we try our best to do as much as we can with our own health so we can take control of it, take charge of it, do what we need to do to make sure we're performing at an optimal level. And this person's health is probably why they went almost 2 years without coming down with COVID. Now they have it. Their systems are probably handling it a little better, and they're vaccinated as well. So there's science and health working in their favor. So again, regardless of what your goals are or what you're trying to accomplish and do, try not to think of it as only a one area. And we usually say focus on the area that's going to give you the most benefit, but then we do also say, and then trickle down and work on the next components. So as a trainer, as a fitness coach, wellness coach for my clients, I'll look at their fitness goals, or I'll do an assessment and look at the areas where if they improve that area, they would see the most benefit health-wise. And we'll focus on that first. So maybe they want to get stronger arms. But if they lose some weight, and maybe they have a little extra weight around their midsection, which is a risk, a health risk, then maybe we'll focus on that a little more and incorporate kind of the stronger arms into that. But we'll make the focus kind of maybe shedding a few pounds first, and then again, a secondary thing will be getting stronger in general from the workouts we do. And then maybe we'll focus on some more upper body strength as we go. Same thing for you. There's going to be multiple facets that you need to not only work on, but also embrace. So focus on maybe the one or two that are going to give you the most kind of bang for your buck, especially up front. What's really going to get the ball rolling for you? What's really going to build that momentum? But don't forget about the other components. We want to try to look around and work on them when we can. Usually if you get the first one or two going, it'll benefit the others and help them move along as well too, so that you won't have quite the uphill battle maybe in trying to improve maybe component 3 or 4 of your life, because you've put the work in for 1 and 2. And 3 and 4 will lift up because of that. And as we've talked about before, then you'll have systems in place that will help you work on 3 and 4 and 5 and so on more efficiently. But try not to think of things as just a one-off. I just need to drink more water and I'll be better. You'll be better than you are now if you're not drinking enough water. But there's other areas of our health in our life that we still want to take part in. We want to drink enough water, but we also want to sleep enough. We want to eat as well as we can. We want to be active or exercise as much as we can. And we want to manage our stress as much as we can, and physical activity and stress management and hydration and sleep. Those are all going to affect our stress management. And our stress management will affect our fitness performance and how willing we are to maybe get a good night's sleep, or able to, or how much we're thinking, I got to drink my water today, rather than maybe grab a pop or something. All these components we talked before about the cogs on the wheel, all the spokes in the wheel, the cogs in the wheel, all kind of come to that center where the wheel turns. And if one of those cogs is broken, then the wheel's not going to turn as smoothly. So we want all of them to be working as best we can. So again, the idea would be to fix the cogs that are the most, I'll say broken, maybe actually not broken, but that aren't working as efficiently as they should be, that need the most repair. Start with those ones first. Build those up. And then again, that'll help reinforce some of the other cogs. And then you can get the fine tuning those ones as well. But I really want you to think of collaboration. So we talk kind of externally about collaboration as far as having maybe a fitness coach and a physiotherapist and a nutritionist and chiropractor and all these components to your team, your wellness team, just like a pro athlete or a high-level elite athlete would have their cook and their physio and their trainer and their coaches. We're all athletes. You're an athlete too. Life is your sport, whatever that is for you. So put these things in place. Look at these external collaborations. Get them in place. Get a team you're comfortable with. Get a team that likes to interact with each other. Because again, the more they can interact and share information and work together, that's going to benefit you as well. But then let's really, again, turn inward and look at the individual collaboration that we need to do, the different facets we need to embrace. Do we need to work at our health? Do we need to embrace science? Do we need to work on both our nutrition and our supplementation? Those are two different things. Nutrition is getting what our nutrients that we need from food and elements, water around us. Supplementation is supposed to do just that, supplement what we aren't getting from our nutrition. So do we need both? Maybe you're okay with just nutrition. Maybe you're lacking in something that you need to supplement. Again, that's a individual collaboration. It's the collaboration you're kind of controlling to give you optimal results. We want to work hard and do some strength training and cardio training, maybe some HIIT workouts, maybe step or spinning or whatever. We want to have collaboration with some active recovery, some yoga and Pilates, and even those can be considered active, like intense as well. Foam rolling, stretching, mobility work, flexibility work. We want those systems those type training styles, to be in collaboration with each other. So I really would like us to open our eyes, broaden our horizons, both in wellness in our goal settings and just in life in general. There are multiple facets to achieving certain goals that we have. Again, whether they're general individual goals, whether they're community-based goals, there's going to be multiple systems in place. So as you plan your goals, whatever they are, try to look at all the different systems that are involved and look at ways that those systems can collaborate. Or maybe even, if you can think of it, look ahead and see what might affect other systems. If I fall off maybe the wagon in this one, is it going to affect these other systems? Probably yes, because we're so interconnected. Maybe try to look ahead to that and see what's out there and see what it is you need to work with. And then again, when you know and have maybe a better idea of some of the systems involved or the processes or the components that you need to have collaboration between, then maybe that helps you create a clearer picture of your roadmap towards your goal, that final destination of this particular trip. And then we go on to the next goal and the next goal. But there could be ways where you can maybe have a little better idea of where it is you're going if you know all the components that are needed. You wouldn't go camping with just a bucket. You bring a tent, you bring sleeping bags, you bring some food, you bring some rope, maybe a canoe, depending on what you're doing, bug spray, tan lotion, sunscreen, some rations, some food, some water, spare clothes. You'd pack for different circumstances and have all these elements work together. You bring food and bring things to cook the food with, or bring things that you could actually cook on an open fire. You wouldn't bring things, a box of pasta and not bring a pot to boil it in, because you can't cook pasta on an open flame. You need the pot and the water and things. So you want all those systems to work well together. So when you make your packing list for camping, you think of different scenarios. What am I going to eat? What am I going to do? What's involved? Where am I? What's the weather looking like? So when you write down your goals and plan them out, same idea. What am I working on? What am I dealing with? What weather am I? Hey, Natty, what weather am I going to have to deal with as I do my training? What delays am I going to have tech-wise trying to do an online course or learn a new skill? How am I going to get my art supplies to me so I can continue my hobby of painting that I've picked up if there's maybe another shutdown, or if the supplies, hey, Mimi, welcome. If the supply chain I have is limited, what am I going to do? How am I going to keep things going? So you want to think of all those systems, and again, think of different ways that you can create collaboration in yourself. Okay, if I'm going to drink more water during the day, that's going to mean I'm going to simply hello. That means maybe I have to get up and move more. Maybe I have to go to the washroom more. So that means, I'm going to have more activity breaks. I'm going to move around a bit more. Maybe I need to plan for that. Maybe I need to drink more water during the day, but know when to restrict my water intake before bed so I'm not up through the night. Maybe I need to work that into my nighttime routine like we've talked about here before. So we know at a certain time I'm going to have my maybe last drink of water and then try to leave it so my system, my body can use what it has and not have to really flush anything out until I wake up the next morning. Same thing with our meals. We plan our meals for a certain time to give us energy, to keep us nourished, to help us move through the day. And at a certain time, we may want to cut that off so our body can digest and repair and regenerate as we're going through the night. So that when we wake up in the morning, we're ready for that next meal. We're ready to break the fast. Hey, Bonnie, to help us get going and move forward. So again, I want you just to not take a one-track approach to your goal, but rather, as we've talked tonight, think of individual collaboration. So think of all the systems that work well together, how they interact with each other, and then work on, again, planning your goals. So when you set an end date for your goal and reverse engineer to today, think of that, keep that in mind. And again, maybe start with that one area that's going to give you the most benefit, get that momentum going, get that snowball rolling down the hill to get that positive momentum going. But then think of how element 2 and 3 and 4 are going to be affected as well. And if you're focused on number 1 and we can benefit 2, 3, and 4, that's going to help them all improve. That's going to help you feel better. That's going to help you see results. That's going to help you feel good about yourself, feel confident, and again, help you keep going. It's going to motivate you. It's going to inspire you. Having your goal in mind and planning backwards and looking at all these systems creates an aspiration. You aspire to whatever your goal is. That's your reason for creating the systems and having this individual collaboration between everything. Because again, the more things work together, the more efficient you'll be. If you have clients who do weight training, I'm big on full body, multi-joint training. A lot of people will just train upper body, or not just, but mostly, or mostly train lower body. They'll train their favorite thing because it feels the best, because they're stronger there. They have confidence in it. But if you're just strong on one part of the body, not the whole body, you're not going to perform optimally. You're not going to be what we call operationally fit. If you just train chest and biceps, you're going to have forward posture. The back side of the body is not going to be as strong. And that will affect the strength of the front side of the body. So you want to think of a well-rounded approach. Again, the individual collaboration between the front of my body versus the back of my body, my right and left sides, how they interact, my dominant side versus my non-dominant side, what activities I'm doing, if I'm doing rotation or swinging. If I'm a golfer, I don't want to just work the way I follow through. I want to work the way I backswing as well, because that's going to help my follow through going forward. A stronger backswing makes a stronger follow through. The collaboration of two sides of the body, two different directions. And that's specific to me. So I'm just trying to, again, broaden our horizons, open our eyes to some kind of the complexity that's involved in getting better. Hey, John. It's Mimi says, I'm used to be too interior focused, but I'm far more balanced now in my training. Awesome. And you'll notice a benefit in that, being more balanced. You'll perform better, you'll feel better, less chance of injury, your posture's better. There's a lot of benefits to that well-rounded training. You probably even burn a few more calories if that's your goal, because you're working more muscle groups. And again, they're working together. They're counterbalancing each other, you're using them more together. So when you recover, more muscles have to repair and regenerate themselves. So again, that's going to result in more of calories burned. Your mind has to work to kind of register all the different movements that you did that day and make those movement patterns stick in here so you know them for the next time. So we want to think of, again, not just a general approach. We want to think of what I have deemed today individual collaboration. So looking at your various systems. So cut for cut, John's in our chat here. He does martial arts. But he doesn't just do martial arts. He strength trains, he does cardio, he watches his nutrition, he supplements where he needs to, and that helps him perform at a high level so that he can reach high level status in his martial arts, being a black belt. If he just did the martial arts, he would get so far. But the fitness and nutrition and the sleep, recovery, all those things working together, all those systems collaborate to make him perform optimally. Plus, he can do all the other stuff he does generally in the day. And he's very busy. He's very active. So it's a matter of, again, looking at your lifestyle, looking at, as I mentioned earlier, you're an athlete. We're all athletes. Life is your sport. Whether you play actual sports or not, life is your sport. You have to train for your life. You have to get all your systems working together, collaborating with each other to make sure you're performing at an optimal level, or as Natty put, operationally fit, like we like to say here, fit to fight the battles that life throws you, the daily battles that life throws you. We want to really work through that. So my sort of challenge for you, my work for you, for those of you on Twitch, your goal is to work on a meal plan for the week. I see that. Plan your meals out for a couple days. And for everyone, watching on all platforms. Again, I'd like you to think of your goal, work backwards. Hopefully, if you've been with us, you've already have a goal set and we've been working for it maybe since back in October, November when we started our New Year's resolutions or our 2022 plans. So we hit the ground running in January. We're hitting March's next week. We're already hitting month 3 already. 2022 is flying by, just like 2020 and 2021. So hopefully you have those steps in place. If not, if you're just setting them now, that's okay. The best time to start is now. Set your goal, work backwards, set a date, work backwards to today. And what can you do? I'll say tomorrow. I'll even give you tonight to kind of get things prepared. What's the one thing you could do tomorrow to get yourself 1% better, just a little bit better than you were today? And look at various systems. Don't just look at your fitness. Don't just look at online learning if you're looking to learn a language or a skill. Maybe it's online learning. Maybe it's books. Maybe it's going to courses and workshops. Maybe it's meeting with a mentor or a coach. Even with that, there's different systems to collaborate on to gain the most information. If you're looking to be more healthy, look at your physical activity, look at your nutrition, look at your hydration. And you don't have to tackle all those at once because that can create overwhelm. But look at them all, be aware of them, and maybe you can properly kind of rate them or put importance to them. What do I need to work the most on right now? My hydration is okay. I could drink maybe a couple more glasses of water, or maybe cut out a little less, maybe cut out juice a little bit or something. But I'm okay. But I'm not being as active as I need to be. Okay, focus on the activity first. Build that up. And then as you get into that active routine, chances are, because you're being more active and improving your health, that your brain, your mind will eventually start to say, you know what, I could have juice, but let's have some water. That's better for me. It's going to fuel my body and my cells and help me do a little better performance-wise. So again, we'll bring up that other component. And then you can really focus on fine-tuning that one when it's time and it's appropriate. But I want us to kind of start being aware of all the systems that work together and how they can be impacted and affected by our workouts, by our plans, by our goal setting. And then what I hope we can do, and you guys are smart here, so I'm sure you'll be able to, but you probably already do because you're here getting better. But what I want us to do then is take that practice of individual collaboration and take it outside of us, outside of this environment to your communities. We need more collaboration. We need more discussion and talking. We need more, we can do this, or we can listen to each other's points of view. There's too much my way's right, your way's wrong going on right now. It's not true. Everyone's different. Val said today on the Live with Blake and Val show that your plan doesn't have to be pretty when you're planning your goal. And I chipped in with your plan doesn't have to look like everyone else's either. We can all have different approaches, different plans, because we're all different people. You have to find what works for you and be respectful enough of the other people to let them find what works best for them. And if it's not your way, that's okay. You can try to offer advice if they want to hear it, have a discussion, be civil about it. But there's too much, you're wrong, I'm right, this is how it should be done right now. We're such a multicultural country and province. Everyone has their own experiences, their own backgrounds, their own histories, their own goals. Let's take this shift, let's focus it internally, just like we did with our self-care or care. We focused internal first, take better care of ourselves, and then we can better take care of those around us. So let's really sharpen up our individual collaboration and understand it and get a feel for it. And then we can even better collaborate with those around us, our external collaborations, whether that's at work, with our family, colleagues, friends, strangers even. You have to work together sometimes with people that you interact with at a store or outside. And then that brings us back to our positivity pandemic of spreading that positive energy. So our collaborations are a big part of that. Being able to listen to someone's differing opinion, share your opinion, and either come to a consensus or agree to disagree. but not hate each other and be ticked off at each other because of it. You can still hang out and be friends and do whatever you need to do. But I think a lot of us have forgotten that in the past, especially in the past couple of years. But there's not as big of an importance on it as there used to be. So our kids are seeing us interact this way, and they're going to interact that way. And that cycle keeps going until it's broken. And I know all of you on here are involved in some of the social issues we've had to deal with the last, I'll say, couple of years, even though they've been going on for many, many years. But there's been more light shed on them the last couple of years. But there's habits and patterns that are built into society that need to be broken and pushed away. It takes time and it takes willingness for people to do it. But again, the more we can start internally getting ourselves better and working on our systems and our practices, our energy, then again, that helps us better help those around us and serve those around us with that good energy as well. So again, look at your goal if you have one already, or even if you're new to setting one, look at that goal, work backwards to today. If you're already in progress, just look to what tomorrow is and go forward to your goal if you've already done this step. Again, some of you have been with us since day one, but specifically from October, November, when we kind of started looking toward this year and setting our goals. So maybe you look at your roadmap to your goal and think of all the systems, or look at what you've done so far since October and think of all the systems that are involved and the collaborations that occur for you. And then look ahead to those collaborations and see what it is maybe you can strengthen or work on, or maybe what systems you can maybe pair up together and improve a couple at once. That two birds, one stone kind of thing that we've talked about here before. And then again, as you build the routine and the consistency and the confidence in your individual collaborations, then let's share that with those outside of us and around us and be the example that we all can be to our communities, wherever it is you are. We've got people in Ontario, we've got people in Quebec, we've got people in Nova Scotia and out west that tune in. Let's spread that. Let's spread that positivity pandemic. Let's keep that going. That's not lifting. That's not going anywhere. We're going to lead that charge now, especially that things are opening up around here and reducing a little bit, and we can be back with other people. People need that positivity pandemic more than ever. So build yourself up now. Take advantage of these few weeks to get things kind of going, get the ball rolling. It's March. There's still lots of 2022 left. Get things going, get things built on. Keep yourself moving forward. We'll just pop through the comments here. Mimi, we'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. Have fun at the gym. Have a great workout, and we'll see you. We'll see you again soon. Here. I need more. Natty says I need more veggies. Yeah, veggies are good. It's all about finding. If you hate them, she says I hate veggies. That's going to be tough. You got to find ones you like and try to focus on them. Maybe the ones that you dislike the least, you can have some of those too to balance it out. And there's different options and things out there too. And again, maybe there's a bit of a supplement that's needed to work through that. But that would be, again, sort of a call with your coach, a talk with your coach to look at what it is maybe you're lacking and what's available out there as well. But more veggies is always a good goal. Fruits and veggies. Mimi says, I'm going to drink less coffee and more water starting tomorrow, and we'll track my energy. Awesome. Mimi, if you're still listening or catch us on the replay, I'd love to hear from you next week, how that went and how you're feeling and tracking that energy to see if you notice a difference. First thing in the morning, having lots of water has been shown to decrease brain fog and really kickstart things, get your cells working. I've seen it as a recommendation to help you wake up in the morning. Have water by your bed, drink water. That gets your cells and systems working and functioning, so it helps you wake up because your body gets moving. Plus, you kind of relieve the dehydration we've gone through overnight from sleeping. And again, our process is happening in the body. And it's a good way to get in a percentage of our daily intake if we get it kind of first thing in the morning. And we can talk more about water intake another time as well. Meal plans, all the difference. Yeah, cover up for sure. It makes a big difference. If you can have your meal plans, they are tough, definitely. But if you can get into them and plan them out and involve your family or things, or those meal companies now even that will provide you HelloFresh and those types of things. If that works for you, you could try something like that. Yeah, supplements really help cover it for sure. Mimi says, glad you mentioned that, Pat, because people don't realize this often why people get recurrent injuries, for sure. So back to the balanced training, if we don't collaborate between our muscle groups, that can lead to recurrent injuries or overuse injuries or chronic injuries that occur because, again, we're imbalanced. So we want to make sure we're looking for balance and function and trying to do our best to, again, have things that can help you stay balanced and functional. Again, looking at your day-to-day activities and planning based on that. Awesome. Mimi's going to report in next week with her results. Awesome. So try that, guys. If there's something else you want to do, we've talked about that before. If there's a goal you've set or a challenge we've put out, I'd love to hear from you through the week. You can DM me. You can come back to the streams and comment, or you can join us next week and be sure to comment in and we can chat about it and discuss kind of the differences that we've found. Awesome. John Cufford says, do you have a great tasting greens powder you recommend? I don't actually. I haven't used a lot of greens, and the couple I haven't really enjoyed. So I've heard good things about who is it? I forget the Beyond Muscle greens, the EAs. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't tried it. But I've heard good things about it, people that have used it. There's a few different ones out there, but some of them I've got to find that good mix of, like you said, the taste of them out there to get the good essential amino acids, but also the veggies and something you want to take as well. So awesome. Yeah, I get a Twitch Zumba class. Maybe I can't do Zumba because I'm not a Zumba instructor. We could do a hip hop class one night or something. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, that's no good. Yeah, there's a few different ones around of the veggie powders and the greens. I have a client who is vegan as well, so maybe I'll reach out to her and see if she has some that she enjoys, and then maybe we can share them with you that way and see if there's some different products we can recommend. Again, I haven't taken a lot of them. The ones I haven't really enjoyed, so I'm kind of in the market as well. We've got a magic bullet now, so we can make smoothies. So I'm trying to do some different recipes. So I'll touch base on that because we don't want our throats to be on fire for sure. But yeah, there are quite a few out there and some different companies that have different options. So yeah, we'll follow back on that. Maybe have a night where we recommend some stuff, or maybe I'll see if I can get someone from Supplement King to hop on and do a chat with us for some supplements and things, something like that going forward. So again, guys, that's it for tonight. Thanks for being here. Thanks for interacting so much. And protein powders too. Sure, yeah, we can do that. Maybe I'll see if they'll come on and chat with us and recommend some things for us. As you guys know, I deal with Carnizin. I'm a brand ambassador for them. They're more pre-workouts and BCAAs with the Carnizin beta-alanine. So for more muscle recovery and decreased soreness. But yeah, maybe we'll see if we can get the Supplement King local guys in and have a chat with us and show some samples or talk about some differences between some of the supplements that we can take and can use to, again, give us more of a well-rounded approach. Do we need supplements? Maybe you need this, maybe you need that. Maybe you need greens, maybe you need essential amino acids, maybe you need a pre-workout, maybe you need glucosamine for your joints to feel better and recover. Again, everyone's a little different. So we'll try to get some things fired up. And again, this is great, guys. If you have any ideas or topics you want covered, again, comment, DM me, because I want this to be for you. So there's something we can bring in. And I do want to expand PatFacts to have guests and become a podcast sort of thing. So it's a way to expand that as well and give us some content to work towards things. So if there's topics you want to cover, I'll cover it as best I can. If it's something outside my scope, then I'll look to bring some other experts in to give us a chat within my network or reaching out as well. So no dry scooping. That's right. You got to mix it. Yeah, so we'll cut it there, guys. Again, thanks for being here. I really appreciate the support and the interaction. I love interacting with everybody. We'll post this to IG later. I couldn't go live on my iPad anymore for some reason, so we'll post it there after. So it's there for you, but it's Facebook, it's Twitch, it's there for your viewing as well. So feel free, go back, check out the replay, and maybe share this if you think someone could maybe use a little pep talk or a little pat on their back. See what I did there? Or maybe needs to learn a bit about individual collaboration. Maybe they would benefit from it. please feel free to share it and have them come into our community and join us every week so we can help each other grow and get better. Like we say, we don't just make the team, we make the team better here with PatFacts. So stay safe, everyone. Remember, restrictions are lessening and we're coming out of things, but we still want to ramp up our self-care. We want to take great care of ourselves. So sleep well, hydrate, eat as best you can, get some activity in, recover as best you can. And no, there's no sale on barbecue chicken right now, John. Sorry, I keep checking, and you're my first phone call if there is. I keep checking for you. Thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate you being here. Have a great evening as well. Good to see you a couple times today. Make sure, again, we ramp up that self-care, guys. Take good care of ourselves. We need to take control of our health as best we can. And again, incorporate some of that individual collaboration to keep us as healthy as we can. Until next week, guys. Tomorrow night, I've said this for 3 weeks now, but there was some delays last week as well. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on the Fit for the Call podcast with my pal Gary at Fit for the Call on Instagram. If you want to check us out, you want to hop in and join the chat, Gary and I have known each other for years now through fitness conferences and twist conditioning courses and things. So we're going to be on there to have a chat with him. So at Fit for the Call on Instagram tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, if you want to join us. Have a great night, everyone. Remember, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Have a great night, guys. Take care.